Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're having an amazing weekend. So glad to have you here and excited to see what Spirit wants to bring through for us today. Before we get started, though, let me just excited. I'm jumping into things. Let's do the process. Let's get the desktop all set up here, and then we will get into it. And here we go. Scooch that down a little bit. All right. So I hope this stream finds you all well. And let me just make sure we're actually live here. There it is. All right, perfect. So let's start off sending some beautiful love out to the world, because Lord only knows that the world can use a lot of love, right? So let's bring in the singing bowl here. And if you'd like to join me, whether you're watching live or on replay, we can join outside of space and time and just let the love fill us up and flow out. So to start off, let's just take a deep breath and come back to right here, right now, letting all the outside world fall away for a moment. Beautiful. And as I hit the singing bowl here, just allow that love to flow into us like the bowl, fill us up, and flow out to the world. We get to be full first, and we give the great gift of love to the world. So here we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Just put it back here as it finishes out its little song there. And yeah, so welcome, welcome. Like I said, I'm super excited to see what is going to come through today. Now, just a couple of quick things just to make sure everyone knows. I have a weekly podcast that comes out on Sunday. So we'll have a new episode tomorrow. Last week's was about drama and words. So it's a podcast of From Chaos to Cozy, all about our journey. You know, we're in a place of cozy. We come down here to chaos, and then it's our journey back to cozy. So if you're interested in learning some things that help, with this journey that we're on, be sure to check that out. And their playlist is linked there too if you want to catch up on any of the past episodes. Also, I've started a new type of video that I'll be putting out intermittently, and I'm calling it Astrological Zenergy, which talks about, I'll have different subjects on whatever spirit is wanting to communicate about astro. I was trying to say astronomy and astrological at the same time. That doesn't work. Astrological energies that are going on, and things we can do to help make the best of those energies, so you can have more of a Zen type of life, right? So, Astrolama, there you go. I like it. You're so funny. And then also, crack me up. Um, I also put a video out around eclipses. And because even though we had the solar eclipse last Monday, it impacts us still. This eclipse season 4 to 6 weeks before, at least 4 to 6 weeks after, so it can still be impacting us for a while. So if you want to know how to make the most of that eclipse energy, there is also that listed there. And then we also put out a pick a card this week for Taurus season. I know it's next week. We have something else coming out on Wednesday. I think it has to do with the full moon. I think it's with the full moon. So I put it out this week. But for Taurus sun babies, happy early birthday to you. There is a 3-month bonus reading for all Taurus sun babies, and a pick a card for the rest of us to talk about the Taurus season. I think those were the main things I wanted to mention. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So Monday, I also have monthlies coming out. June of last year was the last time I did monthlies, and then I took a break to focus and develop other things. But I was nudged and by spirit to get back into doing monthlies for each individual zodiac sign. And at the beginning of those, I'm also going to be doing the Astrolama. I might have to rename it now, but the Zenergy, astrological Zenergies for the month, like talk about what the moons bring in and any other type of important, astrology. So it gives you kind of just a overview of that too. So that's what's coming in there. Yeah, right. A little llama. Hey, Nova. Hey, everybody. uh Laughter is so good, isn't it? We do have a great group of people here with huge hearts, wonderful senses of humor. So if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. And if you're new to my readings, how they work is I do go down in order. First come, first serve for the free readings, and there's no special list. The chat is it. We make it easy. You just put your question out there, and if you don't want to put like your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading, and spirit knows what you want. But if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange, and I prioritize those, step out of the free readings, dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those too, and then I return back and continue down the list. It's how I make my living. So I'm so grateful for that. And shout out to a lot of my YouTube channel members. We got Johanna, of course, Queen of the Llamas, and Magana, Daisy, Happy Pill. You'll see all their names in green with their badges there. And I think that's it. Yeah. So welcome, welcome, everybody. It's the monthly YouTube subscribers for my channel. These donations, anyone that purchases any of my services, which are listed down in the description box below, all of that, plus my wonderful host here that allows me to live in this basement for free. I'm so blessed. It's how I'm able to do all the free things I do. So I'm so grateful. And I know not everyone is able to do donations. That's why I try to do as many free things as I can as well. So we'll get into it. Yo, yo. The Dalai Lama. Like Doll, Y, not like the Dalai Lama. Hey, Nelia, welcome, welcome, new subscribers. So glad to have you here. All right, so let's get into it. I am going to be using a different circle deck here today, the Circle of Life Tarot. So they're round tarot as well. Really some beautiful, interesting symbols on here. So I'm going to bring that in there. It's your new nickname, Johanna. And let's take a look here. Let me just. All right. I think we're all good here. All right. So let's see. Right? The circle of life. All right, so we will get started. And so we have Supernova. Thank you for your super sticker donations here. We'll do 4 for Nova, and then Johanna. Thank you. And then Sen, and then Nova again. So we'll come and circle back around. And then I do have Shay Shay. I got your donations via Z PayPal. and then Jeep. You'll be guy That's how we're gonna go forward here currently. So thank you guys again so much. All right, so let's get started. So number one sticker, thank you, Nova, for your I like the bright hey. So your number one question is your connection to the divine and spiritual realm strong? Personally, you feel it is, but you're not sure. Well, let's take a look here. That's probably a matter of our own opinions, right? But Lost Spirit, um, just what their opinion is, like they have no opinions, but so they'll basically just give you validation, and if there's anything that you can do, to make it stronger, because that's what you're wanting there, right? So let's take a look here. Anything else in those three? All right. So let's take a look here. The bottom of the deck, you have this Four of Pentacles coming in here. And the Four of Pentacles here, it's, a card of a solid foundation, with the outside world. So I like that. It's very interesting. If you look at those, like they're busting down the door, you're opening the door. Uh, so you really push through things in the physical world to really have the spiritual connection. So I like that message coming in there. That really stood out. And then let's see here. Okay. All right. All right. So you have the King of Wands, which wand suit is all about your spiritual energy and your overall energy. So the King of Wands really shows you here. I just want you to be able to see this beautiful artwork here. Let's see if I can get it to focus though. Come on, come on. Anyway, it's beautiful there. So I like that. You're like, okay, okay. Because you also got the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So this does show a strong connection. I mean, a royal and two aces, and then two of them being wands, which is the spiritual connection and energy. So I really like that. So there's the validation there. What else do we have here? Yeah, and you even have the Four of Swords, another stable number, which is all about, you know, um, this um, peace of mind, mental stability. So another four, though, I always think of fours as like this huge kitchen table that's square with huge, huge legs. It's very solid. It's like wood that's just very solid foundation. And so you have that here, and you know, um, let's see here. It goes this way. Don't want to do them upside down. You also have the Wheel of Fortune and the Full card. And again, the Full card is, like this. It represents kind of like your soul before it leaps off. So it is showing here, again, a strong foundation with your higher self. Because the King of Wands also for me represents the highest spirituality you can have, which is your soul, your higher self. So you definitely have a strong connection through your higher self here. And the Wheel of Fortune tells me that, there's this faded stuff. And we've talked about that probably before, how there's, you know, um, a reason why you wanted to be born at this time in this era of the age of Aquarius, and why you're kind of on the accelerated education program because your life, a lot of fate that you wanted to have happen is you wanted to be able to kind of sprout early so that you could be, helping mankind, in the collective, in the growth here. So, um, yeah, so I like that. I mean, you definitely have that, and everything on purpose. This faded, the Wheel of Fate, it's almost like, just to allow yourself to flow and be and connect, as much inward and upward as you can. And that also is about releasing and getting rid of the old chains and those things. That's why when we're talking about counseling and different things, it just really helps you accelerate the process. Like Kurt said, right? Rather than trying to do it on your own and draw it out and, not kind of wander around trying to get out of a maze, just dial up, spirit and dial up like a human being counselor. And then they help accelerate and get you out of the maze fast to get onto your next adventure with the full cart, right? So I really like that. Yeah, definitely in your 20s. Look out, world. So I like that. So, yep, very, very true. You are right on the money there with what you felt. So, very cool. Not surprised. All right, so that is for the first one, and then for your second one, thank you for that. I like the sticker, and sometimes you don't trust, and you feel lack towards what's unfolding and what's happening for you, even in your wishes, your dreams about being seen, and so what messages come through with that? So I feel like as per usual, they kind of are transitioning from your first question, shared some stuff that can help you with this question, and we'll get more for this question. So, everything I just mentioned about getting out of the maze, it's the maze is what's confusing. It's like as babies, we're dropped off in the middle, like Labyrinth. I actually, it seems like that movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but and then we try to get our way out, and it's can be confusing for us, right? But if we get assistance from up above, and then also anything humans who have escaped the maze can tell us is always helpful too. All right, so let's see what else they want you to know here about not trusting. Okay. So, just to reiterate, you got the full card again on the bottom of the deck, which is the journey, the new adventure. So, again, this getting out of the maze so that you can start a new adventure that that's more of like, a hobbit's adventure through, outside world, not stuck like you feel like you're going in circles and going, I've come this way already. Why am I still here? You have X's on the wall when you've passed an intersection and you're like, how do I get past this? And so once you get out of the maze, that's when you start a whole new type of adventure that comes into. All right, so let's see what else we have here. Yeah. I like it. So you got the 10 of Pentacles, which is about abundance in the outside world. And the 7 of Wands, you get the 7 of Wands quite a bit too, which is about being in the spotlight, shining bright, not dimming your light, not, asking permission to shine, but just doing yourself, doing you and being yourself. And this is what brings you, this um surety. They're like saying if you just shine and be, then you're able to really move forward and know that everything will unfold there. In fact, there's this out of the way. I had a feeling, but I didn't move it. Move that. There we go. There's this. I don't know if you could hear me. I'm all talking over there. There's this great quote by Eckhart Tolle. I think it's Tolle. You are present when what you're doing is not primarily a means to an end, like money, prestige, or winning, but fulfilling in itself. When there is joy and aliveness in what you do. So that's when you're present, when you have joy and aliveness in what you do, and it's fulfilling in itself. It's not a means to an end, right? So, we go back to this when you are just you and you're being yourself, the spotlight shines and then everything just takes care of itself because you're not trying to reach an end in the future. You're being in the now with your dream and where you're headed. Yeah. And then you have the Ace of Swords here, which is all about new mindsets, clarity, looking at things from a higher perspective. And it is a process where, you know, we were given, and this is going back to the maze. The maze is all these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that we've been given in our lives, right? And it's supposed to's and shoulds and need to's, all those things of fear. Those are what create the walls of the maze. But as we see things from a higher perspective and we dial up spirit too, it's amazing because they are the eye in the sky. They guide us. Take a left, take a right, take a left, a left, another left, take a right, a right, a right, a right. Now go straight out, and there you go. You're free. They guide us through the maze from up above. But when the walls are so high and we can't see over them, and we keep on going in circles, when we close our eyes, take a deep breath, and connect higher and see things from their perspective, connect with them, then they give us the guidance on our path there. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. So, yeah, you've got the Knight of Wands here, which is the fastest moving knight out of them all. You've got of course, you have to have the calling card, the dream and your higher self calling you to this higher place. And so, usually there's the trumpet. So there's the music always showing up for you here when we talk about your dream. So, and the Ace of Pentacles. So new opportunities opening up in the outside world, and the Hanged Man, which is again transformation and seeing things from a higher perspective. I really love this one. Let me just zoom in. The big full moon in the background. So to speak your language, it's like having they're showing me like three albums, right? One album, one thing that you express in your life is my life as a caterpillar, right? The caterpillar, the journey of eating and insatiable desire for leaves, and I walk upon the forest floor. It's all about getting to a place where suddenly I have this inkling to create a cocoon. And then album number 2 is the journey of transformation, the cocoon that I'm within and the things I'm letting go, the changes that are happening that are freaking me out, but I know they're for my highest. And then the butterfly, the struggle of getting out of the cocoon and drying my wings, and the process of fluttering and seeking nectar, my new desire for nectar instead of leaves, and the how they have the butterfly migration where they migrate like 1,000 miles or something. It's like my migration. So there's this different process. This is the language that they're speaking to you about. This is your journey. It's getting out of the maze, the caterpillar, getting to the place, and then the transformation of the cocoon, and then the new adventure that begins. So when you doubt your dream, realize that the reason why you're doubting it is because fear comes in. And when fear comes in, it's because we're comparing, going, oh, I have to be that in the future, and so I can't see myself getting there. And it's like the caterpillar, if they look at the map and go, what migration from, like in your case, like the middle, of, Sydney, Australia, to, was it Perth on the other side? I forget. I think it's on the other side. It's like a caterpillar going all that distance. They're like, no way. There's no freaking way, right? But from the butterfly's perspective, they're like, yeah, no brainer. I got it. And so it's trusting the path and not looking. It's good to have a dream going, I want to share my music. I'm going to share things with people and it's going to make an impact. But I'm going to stay here now in this moment, right? That Power of Now book is really a beautiful book, by Eckhart Tolle. Um, if you want a really cool book, if you can buy it used, it's been around for, gosh, 20 years or something. So you can probably get a used one somewhere. Or if you have a library, they might even have it there. But it's a great book. Do I still have it over here? I do. So just for anyone that we just finished reading this in the Praying Mantis group, which, amazing, amazing book. Very, very amazing. All right. So, yeah, I'm not afraid right now, right? But it's when you doubt, when we're doubting our path, we're doubting things, then doubt is rooted in the root of doubt is fear. I don't know if I could do that. There's no have tos, in the spiritual realm anyway. There's like, if you want to, you can do that. It's like I wanted to come here to be able to live and be and do and, um, express that. And I love that. Sorry, there's this. If you ever look at clouds and you see something, there's like this person, I see the face. I mean, it's clearly a head and a nose and a mouth and even an eye. And then there's this bone. So it's seeking the bone. But I'm like, shouldn't that be a dog? But they're like, no, everyone has their own journey. That's hilarious. So, we've got this yeah, so random, but it's that, it's seeking everyone seeks what they want. It's funny. Everyone seeks what they want. Like, well, no, you're not supposed to seek a bone. And like, whatever. Maybe I was a dog in a past life. I want a bone. You're like, okay, you go for it. Everyone has their own dream. But it's when we're afraid, what will people think if I want that and they don't think I should want that? Well, that's none of their business, right? And so we come in here, to really look at those things, and um, you know, I feel like that's what when you feel doubt, just come back to now and go, I'm doubting because I'm seeing a caterpillar seeing a journey of a billion little steps because they'd be like, I can't make it that far. I will die. But a butterfly goes, no problem, because it can flutter and go greater distances, right? But that's where the doubt comes in is I don't know if I can do that. And what if I fail? What if I don't do it? There's the fears that are bubbling below the surface. So, all right. Hey, Shay Shay. Nope, not yet. Haven't missed your turn. You've got to like maybe 5, 6, 7 more people before I reach yours. So you're good to go. All right. So when you're feeling that, trust and lack towards your it unfolding, realize that it's not about we that gets us when we look to the future. But when we come back to the now and we're living the dream now, that's the means to an end, right? That's the end I'm looking for. I need to get there. Why? You live your dream now. You're playing music, you're writing music. That's the dream, right? It's not about, like if I had a dream of 1 million followers on YouTube, right? I would, if I focused on that all the time, I would be like, what? Only 2,000? I'm like, but that's not the dream. The dream is to share my heart with the world and to share messages from spirit. And I do that, and everything else just happens naturally, right? And 1 million is a judgment, is, you know, what we think other people think we should have, or what does that mean? What kind of validation of my worth am I putting on that? Then it's like, oh, this is the maze. It's like, let me step out of the maze. So hopefully that helps for that one. And so thank you for that one. And then we're on to your third question with 100%, 100. And thank you for your additional donation. Appreciate those. You want to know, how will what you bring through your dreams, your passions, and gifts serve to others when you share it fully to people in the world? Yeah. So this dream, right? The seahorse song. I love it. Isn't it just it just feels so fun and releasing. I love that. So let's take a look here. What does spirit want you to know about the impact of you sharing this beautiful journey of the caterpillar and um the caterpillar and the cocoon and the butterfly migration, right? Yeah. So you've got the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands coming out again. So it's the sharing of energy here, with these two. It's empowerment. It's showing the search, the Knight of Wands. They will they all have a quest, and so this is the quest for our spirituality, for our power, for who we really are, right? And that's what the whole discovery is, from chaos back, yeah, I'm sorry, from cozy down to chaos, right? And our journey of going back and discovering who we really are, right? We come down here to pretend that we're small so we can see our largeness, and then we discover more and more as we wander around the perfect mountain that we are. And so we go on that journey. And so part of what you help people is showing them that they have, the ability to um, connect. And that, again, when it's like you give them hope when they're in the maze. You give them, what would you give them in a cocoon? You give them hope. What, because it's, you feel so hopeless when you're in a maze, and then you get out and you're this cocoon and transformation, comfort, yeah, comfort in the cocoon. And then you give them a spark for their butterfly journey, right? And that's what comes in here. This is the Six of Wands, which is about victory and being uplifted. Again, another one kind of like the Seven of Wands. The Six of Wands is also, they're usually on top of a horse being celebrated, but this is like you standing out in front of people. But you have the Three of Cups showing joy. So, bringing that energy. But the Three of Cups also is about spiritual posse and community, spiritual community. And, it's, you know, it's amazing because, like, Aurora does that, Lady Gaga did that, really any people that get a following, Taylor Swift, Madonna, Cher, all throughout these times, right? Which, it brings people together. They feel like they belong. Lady Gaga, they call themselves the Monsters, and they all felt together, and they all felt like they were one. And this is kind of what you're able to do too, is to help build a community of people who feel loved and have that hope. So I like that. And then let's see what else we have here. Yeah. And then you have the Page of Cups and the Knight of Swords. So again, seeking higher wisdom and introducing people to higher love too. So as your self-love grows and grows and grows, you're able to help through music, especially the stories you tell of, you know, what you've experienced, what you've gone through. And, it's like the days of the maze, right? Days, like you're in a daze, the days of the maze, where in the days, days of the maze. And how, the frustration and the fear and the scary noises you hear within the maze. And you create this energy, and you help people find their strength, their power, and their inner love, their self-worth and self-love that kicks in there, right? Spirit knows all. You're so funny. Yeah, yeah. So the maze days. So there's a song there somewhere. So I love it. This is beautiful. So this is, and it starts with, it doesn't start with a million people. It starts off with sharing yourself, finding a little community, sharing what you with a little community, and then the community grows, and then YouTube, and then wherever else, it just starts growing. So I like it. All right, so that's what they have for that one. So thank you for that. And then is that the days one? The days emoticon is up next here. So for question number 4, you have messages about creativity and creating songs that will serve others. Am I doing anything wrong in your musical endeavors? So I love how they just, without even knowing your question, they're already answering throughout your other questions. They're giving you ideas of the albums, the songs, the creativity, right? Um, I mean, I love the mystical labyrinth and, like the seahorse song and different things like that. I mean, we don't wanna regurgitate what's out there. There's enough of that. They're looking for new. We're looking for, and especially, your generation, and you know what kind of lyrics and, dropping your beat in different words. So I love all that. Let's see what else they have to say here, though, about creativity and creating new songs. Yeah, and so you have the bottom energy is the 5 of Wands, which is this energy of transformation, transforming energy from what feels like fear into, like, you know, higher vibration in that. And so with your creativity and all that, I think we've talked before, you get a lot of 5s when it talks about your, you know, um, moving from lower vibration to higher vibration. Right, Nelia? Exactly. We need inspirational music and songs to raise everyone's vibrations. I agree. And your cow is chilling on the end of the bed. Hey, cow, meow. So there is this transformative. When there's no wrong way to create and write music. It's all you'll hear it from all these artists out there. They're like, your creation process is your own. There's ways that people are like, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Whatever. And it's like, well, that's cool. But you are the creator, so there's no wrong way, and I love that. So it's just a matter of moving from, you know, if we feel like maybe I'm doing something wrong, it's a fear of failure, right? And it's like, I can't fail. I am the creator of this. And, you know, not that we're being arrogant and going, I do no wrong. It's like a little kid coloring in a coloring book. However you color that page is perfect. And creator is putting it on the refrigerator, regardless. So I like that. French bulldog puppy. Oh, 333. There you go. Create, create, create. God's creatures are natural healers. Exactly. So, yeah, yeah. I love these cards. And there's the 6 of Wands again, and the 10 of Wands. Yeah. So, here again, you've got the 2 of Wands here, which is your power of energy and where you invest your energy, right? So if you focus on lower vibration, we get lower vibrational experiences, higher vibrational experiences. So, and I think we've talked about setting an alarm on your cell phone to, every half hour, every hour, bringing yourself, you know, um, to what you're wanting to experience, what you're wanting to expand, right? Because you've got the devil card and you've got the star card. So the devil card is, the maze. That is the devil, the Saturn, the Capricorn energy that just shakes and rattles our cage to make us realize the mental cage that we have our heart in that doesn't allow it to be expressed, right? But this star card is all about hope. When I was talking about the maze, oh my god, oh my gosh. So when I was talking about the maze, when it said hope, I was thinking of the star card because it's the major arcana card that one of the big meanings of it is hope. And here's the providing hope in the maze, in the darkness, knowing that the maze is happening on purpose and that the rattling of the maze allows us to realize we're in a maze, and so we can escape it to be amazing. There's another little days and maze, and the days in the maze that are amazing. Yeah, now your guides are just being silly, but but here you go again with the 6 of Wands about victory and being uplifted, and the 6 of Wands too, there's a another, oh my gosh, look at the music. They're playing music on a piano. I didn't even notice that. Look at that, all that. And there's this energy of, of support and of applause and from the other side, no matter what how humans act here, they are so supportive and so proud and high-fiving and applauding you from the other side. So I love that. Wow, I love it. 333. Yeah, and the 10 of Wands. I mean, the 10 of Wands is the energy that you bring forward here. And the 10 of Wands does say, not that you're doing anything wrong, but when you're looking at creation and what you can do with your musical endeavors, the 10 of Wands, creating a piano, that's so awesome. Um, is that, it's awareness of where you're investing all of your energy, and part of our process, we have downtime. It's important to have fun and enjoy the journey along. It's not like, oh, I'm a slave to the creator and I have to slave out this stuff. I mean, I know when I'm doing all the stuff I'm doing, I put out pick a cards and I'm doing, podcast. I do these. I do my, special sessions. I have so many things I'm doing, but I don't feel exhausted because I'm living my dream. But if I was trying to do all this other stuff, and I would try to do it all and I'd be exhausted because there was things that I felt were urgent that weren't, things that were asking and demanding my attention that didn't serve my dream. And it was like, oh, I have to do it all. And it's like, no, you don't. It's like evaluating where are you investing all of your energy, and draw things, really see what's truly important for where you're wanting to go, and chop, chop, chop some things away so that you can, move in those directions. So I like it. Yeah, I love it, I love it. Alright, so that's what they have for that one there, and then we'll circle around for question number 5 here momentarily. But let's, move into Johanna. Hey, Johanna. Thank you so much for your donation, and since those let me give it a love and a like, I will. I love the stickers too, it just doesn't allow me to do those, so energetically, I love and like them, but these let me physically do it. All right, Johanna. Hey, yo. So, was your ex Renell a fated connection or not? And what does Spirit want you to know about it? All right, yeah, let's take a look here. So, all right. So, those is it fated, and what else here? Yeah, because sometimes we have fated relationships in our life, but they're not, but there's others that are extra. They're the, optional relationships we can have. So it's a good question for sure. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, they were fated. You have the judgment card, which is your higher self, calling you to this, in with the 8 of Pentacles, doing the work and into the school. So it was part of the class. So it was definitely fated for it to happen with those cards, no doubt. So it was fated. It wasn't like, well, maybe, maybe not. No, it's part of your curriculum in this lifetime for sure. Let's see, what did they teach you here? All right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Was it very passionate? you got the you have the Ace of Wands. You have the Sun card. Let me see here. Sorry. You have the Sun card, and you have the 5 of Wands here. So, it did teach you here, and I love that these two together. Oh, I just love the imagery. But the Sun card is about the inner child, and the Ace of Wands here, I love how they have like a bird and a baby, both in an egg. And it's like even though you were different creatures, that's funny. Um, you definitely help spark and connect and understand things from your inner child. You definitely were beautiful mirrors showing the irritating things, right? But that's what helped here with the 5 of Wands. That which felt like conflict ended up turning into something really, I feel like self-loving, right? With that coming in there. So I really like that. And let's see what else we have here. So all those were together. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Wow. So you definitely, with these cards, let me show you in the order that they came in here. So you had the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands was a lot of energy, a lot of passion that really ignited. Um, I don't know, it felt even spiritual, like intimacy and passion would it was like it really triggered some things deep within like your inner child, but it like ignited your soul. It almost feels like this was the beginning of a huge um I don't know, it was like it was a catalyst of really doing a lot of inner soul searching, which was a springboard for your spirituality is kind of the energy that I'm feeling because you even have the Emperor and the Four of Pentacles. So this stability in the outside world, it really showed you about where you define yourself and it with this Aries energy too, it just ignited this realization that the outside world can't give me what I need. It's unstable, it's disappointing, it's temporary, and I'm looking for something amazing and eternal and unconditional, which is when you turned inward and upward. And that Emperor card is like it really ignited you on that journey because you have the Full card and the Magician. And I feel like this is what is the springboard, right? You leaped off into a new adventure. And the Magician card is you took again with this Aries, powerful masculine energy. Whoops, this powerful energy, you really stepped forward and made choices in your life. It's almost like it was a time of when it made you realize, I'm not going to wait around for life or someone to rescue me and for someone to take me on this adventure. I'm going to put on my own white cowboy hat and ride in my white horse and be my own hero. That's my southern accent from when I lived in Texas. But so that's what I feel it really brought in, some amazing things, beautiful mirrors for each other, but also, like I said, the catalyst sounds like a beautiful catalyst and a springboard, and you just bounced into just launched you into this spiritual empowerment and journey too. So I feel like that's what the reason why and the results of it. So I can see why the Dalai Lama wanted that in their lives. Dalai Lama. All right. I just saw the llama again. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So again, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate that. And then Sen, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. You want to know when will you and your ex Isabel get back together? She's an Aquarius and you're a Capricorn. Oh, those Aquarians. I'm an Aquarian. Yeah, at least you guys get together in mind, even though, they're an air sign and you're an earth sign. Capricorns love to think for sure. No. Let's take a look here. When and what else they want you to know about this relationship here. I feel like these two as well. Okay. So let's see what we have here. All right. Yeah, it just feels here that there would take a lot of energy here. Yeah. I just feel like this alone time has been designed for you guys because you've got on the bottom of the deck just the energy there alone. You've got the Hermit card, which is about, a journey by oneself, right, with spirit. And then you have the Ace of Cups, which is all about self love, which is what you're on the journey for. And the Nine of Cups, again, nine is the Hermit's number. And, this Ace of Cups that they're holding here is this Ace of Cups that, you're searching for. So self love is what is going to make you feel full and whole, and they can't, bring that for you here. I just feel like there's just a lot of unknowns with them, because you've got you have the Eight of Wands, which is a lot of energy, a lot of passion, which we understand that that's a big draw to be in a relationship, right? I can find my self love, but self passion gets boring after a while. We like to interact with others, right? That's funny. But you got the Six of Wands, which is, the equal passion, but the Five of Swords is where the crux of the issue kicks in, right? It's this the conflict of belief that you guys have. That's where the arguments, that's where the disagreements come in, because both of you kind of have this strong stand in what you believe with expectations, right? And there's not hasn't been a whole lot of wiggle room in that, aka you're both stubborn. So and it's like, there's this idea of what a relationship should be, who each other should be, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That is the journey. And, you know, uh, the moon card that's here, this is what I'm talking about. There's a lot of unseen and unknown things below the surface that this alone time would allow you guys to bring it up. But I just feel here, you also have the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight out of them all. And this pursuit of looking at our worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way, aka, connecting upward and defining ourselves by that instead of the outside world. And it just feels like there's such a strong, um again, just this disagreement of thought and belief and mindset that just makes you, even no matter how hard you guys try, it's difficult for you to, compromise. And so it's like the battle for the I must win, but they're that same way too. So, that's why there's a lot of friction, a lot of passion, it feels like, with that Eight of Wands and the Six of Wands. But the when it comes to the communication, the struggle that's there has to do with how we define ourselves, and in that, you know, each of you can't make each other happy. You have to be happy on the inside first. You have to find that self-love on the inside first, like those cards on the bottom of the deck, the Nine of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Hermit's journey. It's for to turn inward and upward, find that stability, and then you're not looking for them to be anyone else than who they are. Um, and if they also do the same thing, then they wouldn't look for you to be anyone else than you are. But when we're looking for the outside, especially a relationship, to fulfill us and make us feel whole, they will fail us because they can't give us what we need. They can only give us conditional love rooted in the fear of losing conditional love. The inward and upward, we find eternal, unconditional love, and that allows us, this to come in. So this is what I feel here for you. I just feel like I don't see, based on current energies, that they will invest that much in doing that inner work, and that's what it takes. Because until then, those expectations, instead of celebrating who each other are, we're judging who each other are and seeing where you're falling short, you know, instead of being like, you know what, I'm grateful. Because they're, when we're filled up from the inside, everything on the outside changes from lacking to above and beyond, extra and overflowing. So we're like, you know what I'm grateful for in you? We're just always talking about how grateful we are about someone when we're full from the inside. When we're looking to the outside world, we feel empty, and all we're doing is pointing fingers and judging, even silently, where they're falling short, right? So I feel like the biggest part is the journey inward and upward. Take full advantage of this hermit's journey. Because if there is any chance of you guys coming back together, you have to do your part. You can't control them. They don't do their part. It's a win-win for you in the long run, because you feel the fulfillment of being filled from up above, but it also draws in a higher vibrational relationship. If they're staying lower vibrational, you guys won't be drawn together. If you raising your love vibration higher for your self love and self worth, you draw someone else that's at that level too. And then who was my ex? I don't know, because this is wonderful. I know it's hard, maybe hard to see right now, but that's what they have for you. All right. So many blessings, Sen, and thank you again for your donation. Hopefully that helps. All right. So, Supernova, we are to your question number 5. So, thank you for your poop icon. My brother sends that to his wife all the time. She was telling me once, she goes, yeah, I get them all throughout the day. It's funny. So, question number 5, curious as to how Kurt's spirit helps you in your life. Is he one of your spirit guides that supports you? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. He is one of your spirit guides. We've connected to him before, and he's part of your posse of support. We have a large group of spirit guides, but they are a big one that's in your life because of the journey they had in music and different things. So they chose to be, you agreed before you guys came down here that he would be a spirit guide once he passed, and to help guide you on your journey. And you never know, you might have had a past life together too, where you were their spirit guide, helping them through their um, musical journey in a past life. Remember, like when you were a troubadour. So I like that. So let's take a look here and see how he helps you in your life, right? Yeah, and you can even have been in a lifetime together for sure. Let's see what it comes in here. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Wow. So all these major arcana. So yeah, the Knight of Wands. So they do help you in your pursuit of your energy and helping guide you to step into your power. And so they definitely also surround you and give you, energy, and give you, surround you and help you. So you might feel like energetic, kind of just feel the energy in the room change. They will make themselves known in some unique ways with you, but they guide you through energy based on what's with your soul. It's not like they're doing it on their own. Your soul is up there. Our souls are existing on the other side, and so we're interacting. It's like our soul stands in between. We're surrounded by this multitude of people. Our spirit guides for this lifetime circle us, but there's this huge just multitude, and so our soul is interacting, like our higher self spirit is interacting with them, and then the experience flows through our higher self through us, if that makes sense. So yeah, right, yeah, yeah, exactly. I love that. And they also show you here, you've got the, hanged man. So they do, this is that whole journey of, cocoon, and it's like they're hanging upside down like they're cocoon. But they do help you. They give you guidance and give you perspectives. So they'll drop things into your brain and help you see those things. Um, and again, this is all in accordance with your higher self's will, and then things that you ask of your physical self too. So I like that. And you know, 21, we got the world card. So ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures. So they do help you with any, letting go of old cycles, allowing you to have this excitement of going on this new adventure. So, they are the character of, Kurt Cobain when they were here is, them a character they played, but there's so much more than that. They just come through as that because you can relate a lot to that. If they were just a bright light, you'd be like, "Oh, okay," but like, "Oh my god, that was a character you played. All right, we have a connection." So it makes it a juicier connection in a way. That's funny. And then, of course, you have to have the Empress card, which is helps with your creativity. Also, I love this, helps with your self-reflection with them looking into the mirror here. But, they definitely can give you inspiration and, oh, wow, you know how you channel some music sometimes? They're a part of that when you channel music because, they loved, playing music in this realm. So when you have some songs that come through, there might be a little tint of Kurt Cobain in there because they do want to share. And when you open up, they can help with that too. So I love that. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So perfect, perfect. That's what they have for you. So a lot of stuff that he does. So he's very, very well involved in your journey as your spirit guide, so I love that. There you go. Boom. Now you know why. That's funny. Perfect. How perfect. Jeep, no, I haven't gotten to you yet. I think here you're like, um, 1 away. Shay Shay is up next. And then Jeep, and then we've got, Nelia, and then Supernova will circle back around for your sticker. That's hilarious. All right. So thank you again for all your multiple donations, Nova. I really appreciate that. All right. So let's jump in here. So Shay Shay, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. Yeah, Allie, you can you know, put your question out there. Free readings, I go down in order, first come, first serve. I haven't started free readings yet. I do prioritize donations. So if you want to make a donation, yours can be prioritized. Otherwise, it'll probably be a while before I get to it. But I will definitely get to all the free readings sometime today. I'll be leaving in about an hour to go to spend an hour with my praying mantis members and etc. And then I usually come back a couple hours later after I run some errands and eat and all that, and finish out the free readings. So if you don't mind waiting for it, and this is for anyone, you can pop your question down there. And if you want it prioritized, a donation of any kind, you can use Super Chat, or in the description box of the video, you can see my Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and Square are also available too, whichever you prefer. All right, Shay Shay, yay! All right, let's take a look here. Oh no. So did Ren, all right, let's see if they viewed you. And because he didn't view back or say anything, you're thinking the ship already sailed and you should just let go. All right, let's take a look here. So did he see it? Right, and then what does Spirit want you to know about this Ren? All right. All right. All right. you know, we've got the, did he see it? The ship sank. You've got the, death card here, which is, did he see it? I don't think he did. I quite honestly, I feel like it just feels like they're in this transformation. Death card is death and rebirth. I don't feel like um they saw that you viewed the profile. I feel like they're just like not, the word that came in is oblivious. Don't know if that resonates, but it's like, "What? You viewed it? You can see that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you can see that." But, I feel like they're just like you have to, like, be really, really direct, it's like if you're trying to be subtle, the ship goes, "What? I didn't see it." And it's like, um, there's this, um, ship going and it's daylight, and they're like they run into the shore, and they're like, "Well, the lighthouse wasn't on." You're like, "But it was daytime. Shouldn't you see the shore?" "Well, I look for lighthouses." And you're like, "Okay, let me turn on the lighthouse," So, should you message him? You could. You have the 3 of Wands, which is about taking a different approach, a different direction, um, and, yeah, I mean, the bottom of the deck, you have the 10 of Wands, which is about where you're investing all of your energy with them. I mean, you've got the 6 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the 10 of Cups. So, there is this movement, letting go of fears and realizing your fears and transforming and stepping away from your fears allows movement. And the 10 of Cups is, joy that comes from this here. So, I feel like they already knew you're gonna ask the question if you should message him because the 6 of Swords would be movement of communication. That'd be a yes. The 9 of Swords is like, "What are you fearing? What's the worst that could happen?" And I feel like with the 10 of Cups, that you're gonna be happy about it anyway, here. So, why not? Just say, "Hey," um you came across my mind. I just wanted to say, hey, it doesn't have to be a deep, deep conversation, to start off. It's just throw out the little fishing line and see what unfolds here. But it's like, yeah, what do you have to lose? What are you fearing? And I like that here for you. Let's see, anything else around this? I just feel like there's more. More. Let's see, what is this? Yeah, okay. Knight of Swords, movement of communication again. So making movement, and you've got yeah, the magician card. So that's not waiting around, but taking action, right? It's about, the high priestess or the empress is like a chalice, right? It's like I wait for things to come to me. Magician is like divine masculine, let's go, energy that comes in here. Again, you've got joy and celebration, you know. Yeah, the 10 of cups, the 3 of cups that's coming in here. You even have the emperor on the bottom, which is come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, I know, right? Well, you asked. Yeah, and you have the 2 of pentacles. And I like the 2 of Pentacles being like your last card because it's, you have all the choices that you can make in the world and there's no wrong choice, just different experiences and but you get to decide. Kind of a choice card that comes in is I get to decide what something means. I get to decide what story I put to it, what emotion I feel, what energy I put forward, and what physical action. So the 2 pentacles goes, it's up to you. You have the power of choice. There's no wrong choice. But wouldn't you rather just do it and um it's like it's better to have tried and failed than to fail, have tried at all and never know. Ooh, wow, that's pretty deep. So I like that. It's like, what do you got to lose? If you're like, well, what if they don't like me? Then it's good to know, and you can drop all that energy and move on to something else, right? You can go, oh, look, I bought a ticket for this ship, but the ship sunk. Is there a refund? And you're like, there is. You do get a refund. You get all that energy back. So I like it. It's a very deep statement, as deep as a sunk ship. So do it. Do it. All right. So that's what they have for you, Shay Shay. Thank you, my dear, again for your donation. And let me know how it goes. Do it. All right. And then Jeep, you are up next. So thank you so much for your donation. And give that some love and a like there. So a general for the second half of 2024. All right, let's look at it here. All right, Shay Shay, I look forward to it. So let's take a look here, Jeep, and see what Spirit wants you to know about the, all right, second half of 2024. So June, July, August, September. Oh, there's October, November, and December. Wow. Then overall, you got the High Priestess here overall for your overall energy for the last 6 months of this year. And what a great card. You even got the on the bottom of the deck, the Hermit card. So both of these energies, you even have the Hierophant. So, wow. And the Strength card. And the Full card. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. So you have all these cards that represent connection with your higher self. The High Priestess card is all about, she goes into her High Priestess temple, connects with spirit, looks behind the veil, dives deep into the emotions, and understands themselves. The Hermit card is all about this stepping away and communicating with spirit, allowing spirit to guide your path. The Hierophant is your higher self pulling you upward to see the capital T truths of who do you want to be, what do you want in the world, who do you want to be with, all of that, a lot of clarity that comes in. The um the the Strength card is your human self. In this case, it's, they call it the Justice card, but the spirit is like, I want it to represent the Strength card because they're interchangeable. Or people reverse the Strength card number 8 with the Justice card number 11. Sometimes they'll flip it back. In this one they do, but they are saying that the 8 of for this is the Strength card, which is the human connecting with the higher self. And then you have the Full card, which is a whole new adventure. And it represents the soul before they're leaping off and, into the journey, right? So all of these cards, it's like your last 6 months of the year really, really is about, you know, connecting inward and upward, really learning a lot about yourself is the overall energy. For June, you do have the Six of Cups. So June, um, Six of Cups is this past life connection energy. So I feel like in June is when you have someone that could be romantic, but it's someone that you meet that you have the strong past life connections with. Like, it's just unlike anything you've experienced before, where you're just like, I feel like I know you, but I don't know you. I've never met you. And it's like you have these long histories of past lives together. So June, number 6, really feels like, I know, right? Your new wife. Could be, could definitely be. If not, it's going to be like a best friend that will be with your entire life too. But someone very special comes into your life. That's a special relationship where you just have this strong, bond with them. So, woohoo. And then July, peace of mind. So I like July. July is like really getting rid of a lot of expectations, a lot of fears. you just have this mental stability that comes in July where everything just feels wonderful, which makes sense, when we fall, when we meet love, so it's probably gonna be your new wife, where everything just seems like, well, everything's so perfect suddenly, right? And it feels like this very calm, peaceful July that comes in there. We'll see here. Um, yeah, so June, July, and then August, you have the Page of Cups. So here is a heightened love. Love grows more, both your self-love and love for another. So I like that. So definitely, I feel like love is happening this year. Um, June, July, August. This is September. This is like you're really recognizing your calling. This is your higher self drawing you into this place of living and pursuing your dream. So I like how this is building here for you. Because then what, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then October, you got the Queen of Swords balancing the heart and the mind that's coming in here. So definitely there's this um, energy of the best of both worlds, both of the heart and of the brain. So I like this kind of energy coming in here for you. That's not normally what it means, but it's definitely coming in here. It's like you're allowing your heart to feel and it's feeling full, but you're also being able to pursue things that on your mind, what you're wanting to accomplish there. And then November, you have the Three of Swords. I like this. Facing the fears, you have fears. The Three of Swords is this journey in November, which is realizing that my heart can't be broken, that my disappointments and different things, that they were, um, I want to say unfounded fears. Most fears are, right? Um, because the Three of Swords does teach us that we can't our heart can never be broken. It's just that it feels like it down here, and we come down here experience what it might feel like to feel heartache. But the heartache comes in when we're in fear, just the prick in our heart when we're like someone startles us, or fear comes in. It's our little inner child sounding the alarm to go into fight or flight mode, to defend or run or fight or whatever. But I feel like it's a positive thing because with everything that unfolds, I feel like November, you kind of do this reflection on everything that you've been with through those last, actually, this whole year. And you're realizing, wow, all the fears I had, what of them came true? And we're like, very little, if none, right? You're like, and I lived through the few couple things that happened that you feared, that you're like, they were no biggies. I don't feel like they're like huge things. You're like, I lived through it and I'm actually thriving through it. So what am I fearing? Right. And I like that. Great month of reflection for you in November. And then December, yeah, and you have the Tower card. I like this, because I feel like, November, you learned I don't have to fear, and it's preparing you for December because I feel like you do have significant sudden changes that happen where you're able to either move or you suddenly gonna, something's gonna happen. But it feels very positive because the message is that whatever unfolds, unfolds for you to create the space to clear your path to head where you're going. So, November and December feel like a purging month where, you know, all these other months leading up to that, you've been gaining, love, and you just have been growing and growing and growing and growing. And it's like, well, I'm outgrowing these things in my life, that purging, 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 clearing, 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 so you can move forward onto this new journey. So it feels like a very positive year for you here, um, at least from June on. Now, who knows? April, May. I think we already talked about May, but I feel like it's so much of this again is inward and upward, inward and upward, inward and upward, seeing things from a different perspective, from a place of unconditional love, from self-love, from high self-worth. And I feel like this is the year that you're just cleansing so much and letting so many things go, because November is the big culmination where you realize, yeah, all these fears I've had that I've overcome, it's like, wow, I just like that. So that's what they have for you, Jeep Jeep. And thank you again for your donation. I really appreciate that. All right. And then Nelia, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that some love and a like. And thanks for all your wonderful supportive comments too. Appreciate that. And so your daughter Megan had an argument with her boyfriend and hasn't heard from him since. Will she ever hear from him again? What is he up to? Uh-oh. All right. Let's go. Get the 411. What is going on with the missing boyfriend? All right. So, first, will she ever hear from him again? Let's take a look at that. All right. That one and that one. And then what is he up to? Okay. And I'm just going to throw in a bonus question and then what is the ultimate, well, cards flying out. What's the ultimate result of this? All right. All right. Let's see what's going on here, Nelia. So, the bottom of the deck, we've got the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is this, energy of past life connections. So they've been through this before in a past life, and you know, they've had other past lives together. So it is a fated relationship that they were supposed to have. We'll see what the outcome is, because sometimes part of the dramatic play that we're in requires someone to play a role for us to experience what we want to experience, you know, and sometimes we need a villain, sometimes it's another victim or a hero, right? They play different parts in our drama until we're done feeling drama, right? So I definitely feel like there's this past life connection with them here. Now, will they ever contact again? Let's take a look here. So we've got the Four of Cups and we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Four of Cups is emotional stability. The Queen of Pentacles is new birth, is, abundance. So if that's what they're looking for, I mean, I feel once the emotions stabilize, that, like when things calm down, I feel like there is this coming back together with them here. Let's see what they're up to here and see what we've got here. Okay. All right. And let me see what the ultimate outcome is here. All right. Yeah, what they're up to, I mean, it feels like they're just trying to pursue their dream, what they feel like they're being called to do. They got the Four of Wands, which means they're trying to find what makes them what brings them joy, what makes them feel full. And the Three of Wands is about them wanting to change direction with their life, not like with the relationship, but with their life, like my life purpose. And, they're looking for the stability with the Four of Pentacles of the outside world too. So, with both the Four of Wands and, well, they had the Four of Cups in the beginning and these other two fours, they really want stability and they're trying to find stability, through all of this. And, um, even the Two of Pentacles, it's like they're trying to make these choices in the outside world that have to do with life, not love, but with life, right? And part of what I feel like kind of the rumblings that I don't know if this was going on between them, what caused the fight, really wasn't the cause of the fight. I feel like there's this underlying dissatisfaction, feeling like they're just living and existing and not living because they want to do something. But in a relationship, they felt responsibility and felt like, well, I can't go do what I want to do because, thinking, well, these expectations they have in their head about, well, this, if this leads to this and this, then I have to be responsible and have all that. And if with what I want to do, I might not be able to afford and do this thing, this vision they have in their head around, you know, what a relationship and marriage and children and, all this other stuff that they feel there's all this cage around it, right? It's like a lion being drawn into a cage and they're like, I don't want to go in there. I don't want to be caged. I want to be able to live, not exist in a zoo. And so there's that energy that's interesting that's below the surface there. And that's what they're trying to figure out is what's my dream and how can I make that come true? And they feel like they can do that independently. But that's where I feel like once they get the stability and they I feel like that's when they, come back, to really look at things because we've got eventually here the Queen of Swords, which is balancing of their head and their heart. So I feel like in that balance, when they get this balance thing, then I feel like they kind of circle back around. Here's the Seven of Wands. I want to be me. This is that lion Leo energy. If they're a Leo, it's like this. I can't dim my light. I have to shine. I have to be bright. I have to be who I am and I can't not do that. Is that okay? I feel like they come around going, well, I want to give it a chance. I don't want to assume that like your daughter won't be like, you know what? No, live that dream and do that. And I'm going to do mine too. We don't need a palace. I'm happy with this. If I can live my dream and you can live your dream and, you know, be able to live and not just exist in the rat race. Yeah. On board with it. We've got the Knight of Cups, which is movement of emotion, so that's why I feel like it comes back around, but it's a rebirth. It's not going back to what it was before. The death and the rebirth that come in here, I feel is what happens. And here's the rebirth, the Empress card. Again, this is like the Queen of Pentacles. They have the same energy of new birth and, you know, yeah, the new birth energy is what they just want to stick with. So I feel like it is there. That's a lot, I know, but so I feel like if they'll, if she's able to um, accept him for what he wants in his life, and um, she's able to share with him what she wants truly for her life, getting outside of all the expectations and those things that are below the surface that maybe they didn't talk about, they just assumed. There's a lot of clarity that can come in, and there can be this birthing, this rebirth. But I don't feel like it can go back to what it was. It has to be new. It has to be different. So hopefully that helps. So that's what they have for you, Nelia. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. And then Supernova, thank you for your uh, last donation here. Not last, but your most recent with your. And you want to know, how would the energy of your presence affect other people when you're around being yourself as an artist in your power? Wow. All right. Let's take a look here. See what Spirit wants you to know here. Of course, it's going to affect everyone differently, depending on where they're at, because everyone sees through their own eyes and they're having their own experience going on in here. It's like everyone wearing Google glasses playing movies inside, and you don't know what movie anyone's seeing. All they hear is you are like the music in the in the movies. And so it's like it's going to impact everyone differently because it's like some people are watching a love story, other people are watching a horror movie, other people are watching a comedy. So for some people, the music is and your energy is going to fit right with what's going on. Other people, it's going to be confusing. It's like you were singing a happy song just now while people were dying in my movie. It's like, what? So, it's important for you to know that, your impact on everyone is going to be different, when you come down to it. Right. All right. But let's see. Overall, we'll get what's the basic consensus of how you impact most people? So that way, because that's really what you're wanting to know is overall, just kind of what is it? All right. Yeah, I love it. So the bottom of the deck, you have the Lover's card, power of emotional choice. So it impacts everyone a little differently. So boom, there you go. To reiterate that. Well, let's take a look here. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. So, your first card, which is interesting, is with the number 8. I was talking about this a little earlier. There's two cards in the tarot that when it first was created, the 8 and 11. 11 was strength card, 8 was the this justice card. And then they swapped it where 11 now in most tarot decks will and people make choices on how they're going to make what, which is all about this power of choice is why I'm bringing it up because you know now it's justice card is 11 and a lot of decks 8 is the strength card. So you'll see that in some decks, because normally the strength card has a maiden on it with a lion, but the justice card has the ace of swords with the balancing of the scales. So it does show here that people are going to take it differently. Some people are going to take it empowering, connecting, because the strength card is, the lion is their human self and the maiden is their higher self. It's some people are going to take it that way, and it develops their relationship that way. And they're like, wow. Other people, they go into their head, and it makes them think, and you help them see things from a different perspective in their head. So for some, you get them thinking. For other people, you get them you know, the strength card is like with the lion is Leo energy, so you get them moving with their energy and that kind of thing coming in. So that's two ways, and that makes sense with the Five of Swords. There's people who will be in conflict. Uh, you will you will help be a catalyst. I love the word catalyst today for some reason, but you'll be a catalyst that helps ignite a battle between people's hearts and minds. And exactly, so that'll happen, right? You'll make people think, but their heart is like, you'll activate something in their heart, but then they have these fears that kick in, and so you do create inner conflict, which is part of the journey, right? But you also have, different things that you offer in your songs and stuff that can help them with that. But that does, with your energy being around people, can affect them that way. And you have no control over how you're impacting all these people, right? Yeah. And then you have yeah, definitely make people think because you've got the king of swords who rolls over swords air as well, and gets a second portion. So they're the master of thinking and belief. And the Two of Pentacles is about the power of choice and the choices that people make in the outside world. Again, this choice that it all depends. People are going to totally react to us differently or respond to us differently. Reaction is an emotional, out of control reaction, like just triggered. Other people are going to respond, and it's a more emotionally stable reaction, right? So it's like, okay, and I feel like it's important to know overall you have the Wheel of Fortune, which says overall you're human is fine with how things unfold because it's the card of fate. Again, it's the fate's wheel, and that everything that unfolds does unfold for us. Sometimes our human is like, how is that for me? But when the Wheel of Fortune card comes out, even your human is going, I get it. I see why this is for me. And so I like that. Yep, yep, you get it, you get it. So, I like it. Just, realizing that, I mean, you get it, you respond to different artists in a different way, right? You don't feel the same about every single one of them. You have different reactions, different responses for each artist that you listen to, and you're like, "Yeah, this is how people will see me too." Is they're not gonna react to me the same way as they react to everyone else or respond to me the same way they respond to everyone else. It's unique. And but knowing that it is happening for a reason is important, right? Right? There you go. Boom. I like it. I like it. I like it. Amy Winehouse. Yeah, just all the different ones. It's like, yeah, there's different you pick up different energies from everyone and different people will pick up different energies from you depending on what they're feeling in the moment too. It's constantly changing. So I like it. All right, so that's what they have, my dear. Thank you again for all your multiple donations and your great questions. I love diving into your journey. All right, and then I did get a donations through the PayPal. Shay Shay, you are back. So good job, good high five, fist bump. So you sent the message. All right, yeah. So yeah, I have a feeling I may know what you're gonna ask. Right. Yeah, the Virgo, you call it a downfall, but it's like, the Virgo complex, the complexity of Virgo. It's alright. You're so nervous. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What's the worst that can happen? And you'll survive that, right? You're like, well, unless the worst that could happen is they become a serial killer and they're like, "Oh, finally, my victim has contacted me." And then now they're gonna pursue you. No, that's not it. I'm not channeling, they're just being funny. You're like, "Oh, that's true. That's the worst that could happen." That's like a movie in the making. So let's take a look here. It'd be a Netflix series. Oh, too funny. Alright. Alright. Yeah, right? It's a Netflix made for Netflix movie. I should recommend it to him. I mean, we should write a screenplay, right? Become millionaires. You got the Four of Pentacles is the underlying energy, which is stability there. And, yeah, here's you trying to keep him out. "Get away!" I'm just kidding. He's trying to break through the door. That's funny. Um, so what I Uh, yeah, right. You're so funny. So you get the 3 of Swords, which is, the disappointment card and the heartbreak card, but don't there's other cards here, so don't read a whole lot into that. Because I feel like what's important is what we're asking. They're like, because you have a 7 of Pentacles, which is the slowest moving knight. I mean, slowest moving one of the patience cards, right? It means the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. There's another card with it, which I'll show you here in a sec, but they want to do a slow reveal because with this 7 of Pentacles, it's like a slow response to have you face your fears. Like when I was asking you, like, I'm so nervous. Well, what are you afraid of? then it's like, yeah, what am I afraid of? And it's important, like this pause has been for you to really question what am I scared of? What kind of response will destroy me, right? And what can it all happen, right? So you're like, okay, let me look at that while I'm waiting for the response. Because it's like this nervousness of what if they say no? That's the fear, right? What if they say no? Or who is this? And you're like, what? Hey, Brenda. Yeah, you definitely can. I'm going to be on for about 20 more minutes, so you're good. Um, so it's like, hmm, what am I fearing? Fearing rejection. That's what we all fear, right? Is rejection. You know, what if, they're like, no, what? Leave me alone. Don't make me get a restraining order again. I'm just kidding. You left that little piece out of the question earlier. And has he removed the restraining order that we had before? I'm just kidding. Laughter, it's such a healer. It helps us uh, step out of our fears, right? But so I feel like that's what they want you to know because, you know, we have the 7 of Pentacles and then but you also have the Knight of Cups, movement of emotion. So, it takes a little bit of time for a response, but I feel like there is some good emotion that comes in. And you also have the 6 of Wands, which is victory, and the 6 of Swords, which is movement, leaving fears behind and moving into, from choppy waters to calmer waters. And two sixes together is very flowy, very like, this is my path, that's coming in here. So it's positive things that come from all this. But I feel like they wanted to start off with, no. And it's like, what are you afraid of? What does that mean about you? What does someone else's choice mean about you? Nothing, right? It just means stuff about them. If people don't choose me, well, it's because they're stupid. Eventually, maybe they'll, you know, recover from the concussion that made them, you know, not be able to see things clearly. Yeah, yeah. So it's important, for the process. So I feel like they will respond. I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a delay. Because again, like from your reading earlier, they are going through like a transformation, and um, so they got a lot happening. So yeah, so it's a good opportunity while you're delaying. Go, what am I fearing, and what does all this mean? Where does this come from, right? So I like it. I like it for you. It seems positive. So yeah, they wanted you if you're gonna get into your head now, you can look at it and go, "Okay, well, so I know this stuff is gonna come here," but what speeds it up too is the more you face your fears. Because if there's lower vibrational energy, we bring in lower vibrational things, and it slows everything down, but if you transform those fears into higher wisdom and higher vibrational knowledge of, "Oh, yeah, this is why I fear that. I won't fear that anymore." Raises your vibration, raises your vibration. So, delays also, you know, um, are for us to give us an opportunity to raise our love vibration so that our interactions are not lower vibrational. Instead, we can be joyful and funny and full of love and unconditional love and gratitude, and instead of the energy that comes through the words of, you know, what did you mean by that? And we take things personally, and then they take things personally, and then we're blocked. Yeah, exactly. I like it. Yeah, delays always are for us. They're like, um, like, someone emails us and they're all blah 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 blah, and you're like, oh no, and you're starting to type the response, and it's, you know, um, you know, vicious and I'm gonna attack back, and then it's like, and this isn't them, this is just in, in general. Um, and then all of a sudden the electricity goes out. It automatically saves your draft of the email. It doesn't send it. And you're like, what happened? And now, you know, you have to light candles, which is very calming. And then you can't watch TV. You just, cell service is down too. And we're like, okay, well, whatever's happening. And you're like, so you just have to sit and read a book by candlelight, and you're all calm. Electricity comes back on. You go into your drafted email and you go, like, what a jerk I was gonna be. I'm gonna change this up. Delayed happened for a reason. Gives us opportunity to change our vibration, change our interactions. So I like it. Right? Boom, boom, boom. All right. So that's what they have for you, Shay Shay. I like it. All right. So enjoy. Of course, keep me in the loop if you so choose. All right. Many blessings. And Nova, thank you for your additional donation. You're so kind. Yeah. And let's see here. Last question. What is your connection to your say? What is your connection to your guides? Is it strong? Are you always open to the guidance as well? All right. Always is a very big word. So not always. When we're in lower vibrational energy, whenever we have any fears or anything bubbling up, it's very loud. And sometimes we don't hear their whispers, and that's okay. It happens. And it's understandable. And here we have the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is the movement of, from lower vibrational emotion to higher vibrational emotion. And this world is, this giant amusement park, and there's a lot of opportunities that draw us out back into the old habits of focusing on what we hate, what we fear, what we're missing, what we're wanting. We're human, and so we have this natural nervous system that triggers us, to go into lower vibration, because it's lower or higher, right? It's like it's either of fear or it's of unconditional love. There's not like a medium. It's like it goes from low to, it only is like medium when we're going up, but um, you know, we medium level, you'll hear some, but it's staticky. I know you probably never experienced this with a radio like us old timers. We used to have to turn the radio knob to tune in to a radio station, and they weren't as strong as they are now. So you'd have to like, and then it would be really good, and all of a sudden, for some reason, maybe a satellite went out or something, or there's a bird on a satellite dish somewhere, it would get staticky again, so you'd have to readjust it. Now it auto finds things, but that's what we do is we're constantly tuning, higher vibration, lower vibration. Nothing wrong with them. We come down here to experience lower vibration, so that's how we see the contrast between who we are. It's a big thing we came down here for. So there's no judgment at all when it comes to that. We all have it. I mean, even to this day, I spend a lot of time higher vibration because I do so much connection with spirit. But all it takes is me looking at a political YouTube video, and I'm sucked in, and I'm like, I can feel my heart like, oh God, what's happening? And then I'm like, oh, that's the fear coming in. Take a deep breath, reconnect, and what am I fearing? What am I afraid of? And I'm like, oh, you know, it doesn't matter. That's my little inner child feeling unsafe and out of control. What if there's an uprising? What if there's a civil war in the United States? Oh my gosh. I'm like, whatever. You know, I'm ready to go. I've had a good life. It'll just be another lifetime. We look at that, right? Yeah. How do you tell you're connected? It's a great question. Am I feeling peace? Am I feeling joy, laughter, unconditional love, gratitude? Or am I freaking out? Then I know. Then I know, right? So, um, we have that here. Let's see what else they have here for you too. Yeah. Yeah. See, and then we have that here. We have the 3 of Wands, so when we're, with these, 3 of Wands is that you're able to change directions of your energy at any time. When we don't like where we're headed, we take an off ramp, right? I'm on a freeway. I don't like this anymore. What's the next exit? And we can change things there, as well. Hey, Alice. Yeah, actually, in about 10 minutes, I'll be headed over to the praying mantis session. So I will be doing that here in a few. Yeah, after each of my live sessions, I do have with my praying mantis. So howdy, howdy. So we'll see you there, I assume. And then, Nova, you also, of course, you have seeing things from a higher perspective with the Hanged Man, and there is this energy of, um, you know, transformation. We're in constant transformation. We never get there. It's not like we get down here and we're like, okay, or before we go down here, we're like, this is the start, and this is, when it's done. It's like a continual adventure. We learn and we grow and we experience, but there's no have to, should, must, whatever. It's not like a class where you have to cover a certain amount of things in a book, take a test. No, you passed. That's human. That's not spirit. Spirit is like it's all about the adventure and the experience and the journey, and it's a continual one because we're eternal. So we never end. Thus, the journey never ends. It's just a piece of the journey, right? Yeah. And then the 5 of Pentacles, this is one of the things that draws us out. This is the belief in lack and, you know, the abandonment, being left behind, being left out in the cold. It's just saying that, we've got lower vibrational experiences that bubble up, and they they will bubble up throughout our life, and we'll transform them. Any of the 4 of Wands, which is joy and celebration, to and balanced energy. So, like that 3 of Wands, when we feel like we're out of balance, we can make an adjustment and then we can get into balance. And the biggest thing is, like, there's not like a you know an absolute, I forgot what I was going to say. I just drifted away. But there's this have to, there's just, where this stable energy is what we were talking about, the 3 of Wands, and then we balance, and then there's no pressure, there's no judgment. That's what I was going to say. There's no judgment. We can be gentle with ourselves. It's like, oh my god, I drove in the rain, woo woo. So, well, aren't we supposed to drive in the rain? Yeah, we come down here to experience storms. I drove through a storm. No, it's like, "Oh, isn't that cool? What'd you learn on your drive through the storm?" And it's like, "Oh, this and this and that." It's like, "Cool." It's not this, failure, pass or fail. It's experience, and everything is experience, so I like it. Flashes of light, white or blue. All right. Very cool. So, yeah. So I feel like that's what they want you to know here, your connection to guides. Of course, you know, the reading we had earlier about your higher self, you connect strongly with the spirit world, but we're not always open, and they don't get offended. They're always around us. They're always talking to us, but it's a matter of, do we, you know, hear them, and are we quiet? That's the biggest thing is, um, hearing from spirit is learning to shut up and listen. Turn down our fear noise, shutting ourselves up to listen and opening up and turning up our unconditional love and joy and laughter and gratitude. That's the frequency of what spirit is. We turn that one up and turn this one down, and then we shut up and go. It's like a walkie-talkie. You know how when you had to like press the button so that they could hear your voice? If you're both pressing the button at the same time, neither of you are hearing anything but your own voice. So that's the yeah. Whatever we do to raise our vibration, turn down the fear noise, and learn to be still and listen and open up. That's the big thing. Yeah, so that's how that works. I like it. All right. So that's what they have there for you. Let's make sure there's no other emails. No, we're good there. And Brenda, I'm not sure if you were going to ask a question. I'm about to head out for the to go attend my praying mantis session but I will be back. So I did not get to any of the free readings for anyone that's wondering. But I will return. I shall be back to finish out all of the free readings. Let me just take some screenshots here, and I will be back in a couple of hours, probably 3:30. So that'll be what, it's almost 1, so 2.5 hours, because I do need to go run an errand. And okay, I forgot where's that already. Hold on. See, that's what happens when you try to do two things at the same time, right? Blue, 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 blue. All right. Okay, so here we are. I was already off into the future somewhere. But I said I'll be back in about 2.5 hours. And when I come back on, I will go in order of this chat. And also I'm taking screenshots of it so I can come back and go down in order. And when I'm done, I will post a comment on there, which will be the order in which the readings were completed. Boy, I'm really can tell you're not as in corporate life, you know, how you're like so rushed and you can do like 5 things at the same time. When you get out of the rat race, you just kind of calm down. Like, let me do one thing and then let me do another. There you go. um, right? Calm down. Calm down. But I love that. So yeah, thank you guys so much. So sorry. I'm getting choked up now. I think there's a storm coming in. But thank you guys so much for all your love, all your support, all the thumbs up. It does tell me that you're enjoying the free readings. And I'm headed out, Brenda, but if you want to make a question, I'll grab it, but I will be back in about 2.5 hours to come back on to complete them. So yeah, you can throw a question down there. I'll grab it and include it. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I definitely love your thirst for spirit, and thank you for trusting me to connect with spirit to answer the questions as well. And I'm waiting for Brenda to pop her question in there. Also want to make sure everyone knows I do have a podcast. If you want something to listen to while you're waiting, I do have a podcast called From Chaos to Cozy. Episode 10 comes out tomorrow. And if you want to catch up on the podcast, there's the playlist link as well. And if you want to know about all this retrograde energy that's going on, do you know that we spend about half our lives in retrograde? So we're used to it, really. It gets a bad rap. But there's so many good things we can use for it in this video. Talks about retrogrades in general. And then also the Mercury retrograde that we're in right now and the Saturn pre-shadow that we're in, and it talks about what a pre-shadow, post-shadow, and all that is too. So if you're interested, be sure to check that out. Thank you, Brenda. I'll grab that. All right. And then I also had put out a video about eclipses. Here's the eclipse alert. Oh, thank you so much, Brenda. I appreciate that. So I'll put you first when I return this afternoon. And I know the unicorn. Thank God you don't have a Mercury retrograde. We all have a Mercury retrograde as a collective, right? Individually on our birth chart, that's different. Which it talks about that in the retrograde too, which is interesting. But yeah, we all experience the retrogrades because it's as a collective as it changes and all the planets influence. It's pretty interesting. So yeah, be sure to check that out. The eclipse alert talks about, you know, how to make the most of eclipses. I know we just had it last Monday, but eclipses impact us up to 4 to 6 weeks on either side, at least. So it's still going to impact us for another 5 weeks or so. So be sure to check that out. And then I did put out a Taurus season, pick a card. We go into Taurus season next week. So happy birthday early to all you Taurus sun babies. There's a special 3-month reading for you, and then a pick a card for the rest of us. So, and it talks about all that. And then Monday, I know I do a lot, and I appreciate you guys. I know I don't expect everyone to watch everything. But I like offering different things when I'm nudged by spirit, and I'm starting up monthlies again. So Monday, the May monthlies will be out, and there is on there also an astrological Zenergy for the month that just talks about, just briefly, a kind of a big picture view of, if we're going into a retrograde or starting a pre-shadow or the full moon and new moon energy. So it just kind of gives you like a overall big picture forecast of what to expect with the astronomical weather so that you can make the most of it. And of course, I'll be putting out videos around those energies to help us make the most of them. So there you go. Bada bada boom. Yeah, I may go back to having some drawings with some free giveaways. I just with everything that I was doing, giving away so many things free already, I kind of backed off that a little bit, but you never know. I could. We'll see if I get nudged to do any more of the free giveaways there, but because actually I'd had a bunch of winners and people wouldn't respond to accept them, so I stopped doing them. I know, right? How rude, but that's what happens. Yeah, I know, right? All right. So I'm going to head off to go to my praying mantis session. So, everyone, thank you so much again. And remember, every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So, until I see you guys again, enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you may be in the world. We'll be back in like 2.5 hours to complete all the free readings. Till then, take care of yourself. Much love, and we'll see you soon. Bye.